We didn't have any collaborations on Sleeping with Ghosts, and it wasn't a conscious plan to have it on this album either, but in some ways there were two tracks on the album that were calling out for another voice, for being a duet. And in the case of Broken Promise, it started off with a thought of it being a duet between a man and a woman. It's a song about infidelity, and as the song progressed and as we lived with it, and crucial part of the story was when we were in Paris and in the same hotel as R.E.M. We'd known Michael Stipe since '97, since we worked on Velvet Goldmine, the film that we were in, and he was producing. Steve came up with the idea, just thinking, then why not Michael? Why not a man? And it kind of just sort of clicked with us and said, well, yes, that makes the whole thing more interesting. It gives a new twist, you know. I mean, infidelity works. I mean, it happens in straight relationship, gay, bisexual, or whatever. And it was a more interesting avenue for us to go down. And we asked him, and he conveyed interest, and he liked the track, and it came down, and it was an absolute pleasure to record with him. It took a day, and he's a lovely man, and it was very easy, and he was a perfectionist, and I think we got the best out of him. And the track, although being a weird track, it's kind of half Eric Satie piano bass, and then it goes into like a big Metallica chorus, so it's a really fucked up track. But that was a real pleasure, and it really worked.
Growing up listening to R.E.M., it was just, to actually be able to sing with him was just the most incredible thing for me. Michael had such a huge effect on the development of my voice and my singing style, that, to be able to sort of like to share the same space on a record with him is just, it's a real buzz. On the day, we expected kind of Michael to come in and sort of do his vocal and then split, but he kind of insisted on staying for like 5 hours and getting it right. What was great about Michael is that he'd do a take and he'd turn around and go, what do you think? And we'd go, it's good. And he'd go like, okay, we have to do it again. Good is not good enough. I want to hear you say it's great. That kind of dedication was, we were really impressed by that, because he didn't have to do that. It was just so obvious that he was really enjoying himself, and was really, really into the track, and without pretension, and just completely just there. It felt very relaxed. On the song Meds, the title track of the album, we've got Vivi, aka Alison Mosshart from The Kills, duetting with me, which is her voice is just like pure sonic Viagra. I think she's really a magnificent singer, a joy to work with, very, very easy, very, very down to earth, and very approachable. And I think she just really, her joining this song, it's kind of it made it into a real story, and it just makes total sense now. It's a voice that complements Brian's very well, and also a person that we've known for a while, because she's in the band with Jamie, aka Hotel, who went to college with Brian many years ago, and we've followed him through his different bands since then, and The Kills being the latest one and the best one, we think, supported Placebo a couple of years ago, and there we got to know Vivi. When it came to Meds, recording it, we thought of her, and she came down, ball jack downs in hand, and did it in a couple takes, and a very sexy, husky, grainy voice, and a very kind of rock and roll approach and attitude, and which fits the song perfectly.